Hi, in this video we're going to look at a site online that will allow us to do storyboarding. And of course this would be most useful, or most commonly used anyway, in digital storytelling, creative writing, things like that. But it could also be used to plot out instruction or a presentation or something like that if you wanted to use it in that way. So one thing, there are a lot of storyboard sites out there. Most of them, or almost all of them, are on a monthly fee kind of basis. So there's not so many free, easy to use tools out in this particular category. But Storyboard, or Storyboard That, is one that offers some free services, or some free functionality, and also of course has its upgraded option, its pro option, which is more costly. Okay, so the site itself, Story, STORYBOARDTHAT.com. Okay, StoryboardThat.com. You can sign up for a free account, and you can see that I'm already logged in. You can tell by the log off feature there. And if you scroll down, it's showing you these graphics that you can build and create your own storyboard or your own story. Okay, so create a storyboard. And it's going to start you off with this nice 3-panel storyboard. If you're having your students do this, you're going to be limited in the types of stories that you can create. So for one thing, when you go to add more cells, you can either pick this default 1, 2, 3, or you can pick this 3 by 2, so you're going to get a total of 6 cells in your story. But those are your only real options under the free version. If you pick a paid version, you're going to be able to get more. Okay, across the top you can see that the images are broken up into scenes, characters, textables, we'll look at it in a minute, shapes, web and technology, science, and upload. Unfortunately, the upload option is only really available to you in the pro version. So that does expand the functionality, but it comes at a cost. Okay, when you are clicked on any one of these top tabs, you'll notice that you get subtabs. So under scenes, you can see they're broken into categories: town, home indoor, home outdoor, school, etc. And if there are a lot in a particular category, you'll also get a horizontal scroll bar to go through and pick what you want from there. So I could pick this, looks like a science lab probably, and just drag it back down onto the screen. If you're looking to delete anything, simply click on it and hit the delete key. And then you could pick something different. Okay, notice whenever you're working with objects, and these are the scenes, but the same will apply to the characters and the other items. When you click on it, you're going to get your available options. So a lot of these options in the drop downs are repeated across the top, like this is a copy. So you can kind of copy and paste or duplicate things. This is a crop tool, so if you wanted a piece of something, you could simply come into this window and here you go, get a smaller piece of it. Okay, now once that's said, once you've done that, you could also then stretch it to fill the space. So you don't have to have that blank space there. If you wanted it to be a portion of the image to be the complete image, you could do that pretty easily. There are stretch to fill proportional, which means if you've cropped it in a way that doesn't fit the box, it's going to adjust for that. There's also a delete option here. Instead of using your delete key, you can rotate it. This particular image doesn't make sense, but you can rotate things right, left. You could flip them horizontally, so if I thought this looked better this way, I could do that. Also, since this is a scene, you can see that the floor, the chairs, the wall, it's made up of different components, the chalkboard, and it does have color schemes in here, so you can adjust that. If I didn't want a green chalkboard, I could, or that particular green, I could adjust it there. So that's nice. You can make some adjustments to the images that are in the screen up in your storyboard. Okay, once you get your character set, or once you get your scene set, you can come to characters. The basic set of characters is shown here. Scroll to the right, you can see some more. So there's a very formal, small man standing on this desk, but you can change the size by grabbing it in the corner and making it larger. Now you can grab it from a side, etc. That's going to change the proportions as well. So what you really want to do is you just, more times than not, you want to get it by a corner so that you can keep the proportions the same. And the same type of options are available to you here. Stretching them, cropping them, rotating. Layers, we haven't talked about layers. When you have multiple items, such as, let's pull out another person here, and we'll say that this person is smaller, they're a little further away. So we'd like them to appear behind, and what we can do is then we can send them to the back. Well, sending them to the back puts them as the very bottom image, so that's under even the scene. So perhaps what I want to do is just bring it forward one level, and now you can see that it's between the scene and the larger man. Okay, any other options here? Yes, you can have the edit scene options here. So now because I'm selected on the scene, I have limited number of options. I can take away the desk. I can make it nighttime instead of daytime. I can take away the chalkboard. If I were selected on the man, I would say edit pose, and I could say that I would like him speaking, sad, angry, walking. Oh, let's make him sitting. And there he is, and we can slide him over so he's now sitting in the chair. So you just have to explore the different options that are available to you. Under textables, these are basically speech or thought bubbles. See, thought bubbles over on the right, so this person is thinking something while this particular person is saying something. Again, look for your options. I can take this bubble and I can flip it horizontally so that I can move it over to this side. I can resize it by the corner. And the added feature of these thought or text bubbles is down at the bottom. You can actually add some text. Where is that? Student. Okay. And then he can be thinking something back here. You also have this option of grabbing this so you can adjust the angle. Instead of just flipping or rotating, you can make more subtle adjustments to that angle here. Okay, and then you can put something in for the student. Okay, you can of course change the colors. You know, the basic fonts, the sizes, the normal things that you could do with text editing. Okay, we do have a couple of shapes that you can put in here. So these are some basic. Okay, if I've been working on this for a while, it wants me to save the storyboard. As you can see, so I could do that. Save. Give it a title, a description. Okay, now it took me out of the edit mode, but when I first come in, if I have a board that I'd like to work with, I can just come back and say edit. So another option there was to copy. So if I had one, but I'd like to make a variation of it, I could do a second one by making a variation. Let me stretch this out. Okay. So in addition, you have these shapes we were just looking at, basic shapes. You know, not too much to think about here, except that you know you could adjust the color. That's the color of the outline, color of the interior, etc. They have a special category for web and technology. Okay, so you can change the colors of these things, etc. But all of this at this point works pretty much the same. There's a special category for science, a couple of things in there. You can see that by the Pro version I would get a lot more. And now you can build out your storyboard. You can build out your storyboard as you go. You can use the move cell option, so if you want to reorder things, you can do that. I don't have enough here to really make that. Okay, click where you want to move to, so I want to move to here. Click the cell, I want to move it here, and now it's over there. I'm going to undo that and say done. You can copy particular cells, so if you've got a lot of work in it and all you're really doing is changing the text, a good idea is to copy a cell and use it in another place and just make your edits. We have advanced tools. This would let you change the cell size. Okay. It would allow you to add grid lines on there, and it just makes it easier to line things up. You want to definitely shut them off when you're done working. You can make everything capitalized when you put it in your capitalize all your titles, put them in all caps. So you could do that with your keyboard, but it's just a simpler way to do it. And then a couple of other options here, but these may only be available now with a paid version. Okay, you do have undo and redo buttons, so if I were to make some edits to this, move something in a location to a new location, this would then become available. I could put it back, etc. When you're done, you definitely want to save it. I'm going to save and exit for the moment. And then when you revisit, you're going to see that when you come back into Storyboard, Storyboard that, and you come into your account, I am logged in still. They will ask you to upgrade for sure. And you want to go to more options here under when you see a storyboard or your multiple storyboards, and then that will allow you to do things like print. Okay, you can see you get various options about how to print or download as an image. Those are the two major things. Each cell in your storyboard will be exported as a standalone image. So in this case, if I had 6 images, I would get a zip file, and inside would be 6 different image files then that I could do with what I wanted. I could bring them into a PowerPoint, I could reassemble them somewhere else. Okay, I can download a giant image of the entire storyboard, which can be pretty useful because then I don't have to reassemble or do anything like that. There's also social media and PDF options. I can download it to a PowerPoint, etc. There are going to be watermarks, very faint marks on this, because that's part of the free version. So in other words, you're going to need to do advertising for this site. When you do this, the watermark is included because you haven't paid for it. Okay, your other options are to view it as a slideshow. So if I click it here, I can paste through it. Or to get embed code, which is kind of nice. I can take this and I can put this into a web page, and then it will display in the web page as a finished product. So those are really all your options. It's a nice tool. I think kids enjoy it, and have fun with it.